of you in this session in our Maker's Mind series and in our first session of Maker's Mind series. I hope that you all are doing well and I hope that you are sound and safe. Guys, I'm really excited to have this session with you all. And I trust that you all are also very excited to have this session for you. Okay, so I want you all to kindly drop your name and your country name in the chat box so that I can see that I actually really wanted to see that with whom I'm going to have this session today. So kindly drop your name and your country name in the chat box. And I'm just waiting for your, basically I'm waiting for your, so kindly drop your name and okay, guys, let me tell you one more thing that this is going to be a wonderful journey where we will actually explore the magic of coding, 3D and XR, along with the hands-on activity over a project. Okay, I can see many names. Hi, Nikita. Thank you so much, Nikita Shah. Thank you so much for joining in. Okay, I can see Vyan's Fun World. It's a 2D, that is what? Yes, it's a 2D game educational session. I'll let you know accordingly that what we are going to do in the session and what is the project that we will be covering today. Okay, let me give you a quick overview that what we are going to cover today. So this is the first session of Maker's Mind series where we will be covering Science Quest Human Anatomy. That is our project name, and we will be making this project over PictoBlox using 3D and XR Studio interface. Also, in that interface, we will be creating this project using content creation extension. Also, guys, don't worry about it. I will guide you step by step that how we will be creating this activity and how we are going to create this project in our PictoBlox. Also, before we move ahead with the session, I have an important announcement to make that be with us, kindly be with us till the end of this session, because at the end of the session, we are going to share a feedback form to you in the chat box. And after filling that feedback form, you will be receiving your participation certificate for this series. Okay, so guys, before we move ahead and before we start our actual project and start creating our project, I have another announcement to make that today we have a even more special guest to make this session interesting. Our very talented young guest, Sanj Balpande. Hi, Sanj.
Hi, my name is Sanj.
Okay, I hope you are doing well.
I'm
Okay,
good. I'm doing good.
Okay, let me tell you something about Sanj. So Sanj is a passionate young innovator who recently won a consolation prize in the prestigious Girl in STEM Award, which was during Codable 6.0. So Codable 6.0 is the global AI and coding competition. And her dedication and love for STEM is truly amazing. And Sanj, actually, we are really proud of you. And thank you so much for joining in with us.
Thank you. It's honestly an honor to be here.
Okay, so I really want you to share your valuable experience with us. So can you please tell me how you started your journey with PictoBlox and what you enjoy the most about it?
I actually started using PictoBlox because of last year's competition. One of the rules was that we had to build our projects using PictoBlox, so that's when I downloaded it and I just started exploring. Um, and that was just last year, so I was quite new to coding back then. Um, and what really helped was just how visual and interactive PictoBlox is. Since it's block-based coding, the logic is just easier to understand. And once I already had an idea for what I wanted my project to be, um, I just explored the software, so like the extensions and how everything worked. But even then, it didn't feel scary or confusing. PictoBlox made, AI and machine learning feel fun, and it kind of felt like using Lego, like just stacking Lego blocks on top of each other because it's block-based coding. And the whole process of creating the project was just really enjoyable, and it helped me learn a lot along the way.
Okay, actually, that's really nice, and that was really a thoughtful answer. Well said. I have one more thing to ask you. Like your journey from being a participant in a Codever to winning it 2 times. Can you share something about that?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the competition and meeting new people as well. The first time I participated, I didn't go thinking I would win because I just joined very last minute and I just had an idea on the side and I just wanted to build something meaningful and learn about it in the process. But once I started working on my first project, I realized how much I enjoyed solving those kinds of problems, real world problems using tech. And the first time I won, which was a consolation prize, it was like this huge encouragement, and it told me that maybe I do actually have something valuable to share with the world, and that just gave me the confidence to go bigger the second time. And I pushed myself to go beyond just coding, and for the sake of coding, I started thinking more about impact and how my projects could actually help people. So both times the experience was so much more than just a competition. I think it gave me structure and mentorship and deadlines and a goal to work toward. And more than anything, it actually gave me a platform to share my stories and use technology as a tool to amplify it.
Okay, so Sanj, it actually seems like that you have really worked hard, and it shows that how much hard work you have actually added in your projects and your competition. Okay, so now the next thing that I wanted to know, that can you give a brief about the projects that you have created, which you feel that can solve a real problem to the world?
Yeah, so my first project for Codeover was is called Sinology. It's actually inspired by my grandparents who are both deaf and mute. Um, I noticed their struggle with reading written English. Despite being literate, they could understand English, but they just couldn't read. And so because of the differences between sign language and English, there's a huge communication barrier. So Sinology is just trying to kind of bridge that gap, and it translates written text into American Sign Language. So the users can point their camera at any page, any written text, and the program scans the text, understands its meaning, context, and then just presents a sign language translation. My second project it was called Intelligence, and it was inspired by my grandfather's cancer treatment when his sodium levels were really low, like they dropped, and they just went unnoticed by the hospital systems, and that just kind of made me realize that modern medicine is excellent, but it can really miss personal health details. So Intelligence just uses it's a health app which uses Ayurveda, and it provides recommendations on diets and wellness exercises. Um, and instead of replacing doctors, it's meant to empower people, especially those with limited healthcare access, and just to take care of themselves naturally and personally, and kind of using food as medicine and not medicine as food.
Okay, Sanj, brilliant. I feel that personally that you have made it very easy for others to understand it too. Okay, so one last thing which I want that you should tell to the others who are participants with us today, that any message you would like to give to the students like around the world who want to explore AI, coding, and robotics.
Um, don't, I would say that, don't wait to feel ready. You don't need to be this genius to start. You just need a lot of curiosity. And most of the time, the idea that something is too hard is much bigger in our heads than it actually is in real life. Especially with the platform PictoBlox, you can easily just play around and break things and rebuild them, and that's in my opinion, the best way to learn. Um, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to question. What if, what if I could solve this small issue using this sensor? What if I could make someone's life easier through this? And you just always have to remember that your perspective, your unique perspective always matters. And the way you see a problem is different from anyone else. And I just think that's everyone's advantage. So just stay curious and be bold and build with purpose. And as long as you have a story of something impactful and a solution, it doesn't need to be great. You don't need to be a genius. You just start. The idea of perfectionism just always holds everyone back.
Actually, uh, hello Sanj, am I audible?
You are correct.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yes. So actually, I feel this the answers that you gave and whatever valuable experience that you have shared with us all around the world for students, it will be really inspiring. And I am really, I'm pretty sure that whoever listening this, these things from you, they are going to learn a lot from it. Okay, so now thank you so much, Sanj, for joining in with us and sharing your experience with us and sharing your all the thoughts about the competition and what are the challenges you have faced. It was really thoughtful of yours, and thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Okay. Okay, so guys, I hope that you have learned a lot from it and you found it interesting as well, I'm sure, because she has actually shared a very interesting facts with us. Now let's get started with our main project, which is Science Quest Human Anatomy. And I hope that you all are ready with your laptop, and inside your laptop, PictoBlox should be installed. And don't worry, if you have not done this before, it's okay, because I will be covering that part for you. I will show you how to download PictoBlox and how we will be performing a project today. So, as I have already mentioned in the starting of our session, also I'm letting you know again this that the project for today's session is Science Quest with Human Anatomy, which is we are going to perform over PictoBlox using 3D and XR Studio, and we will be using content creation extension as well. Now, let me give you a quick project overview that what are the things we will be covering here. So basically, a science quest, Human Anatomy, is a 2D educational quiz, and it is going to be built by PictoBlox using 3D and XR Studio content creation extension, where student will actually learn human anatomy. You will be able to explore human anatomy concept and fun immersive games. Now, the objective for this session is to introduce you with the fundamental of human anatomy, or along or sidewise, you will be able to enhance your critical thinking and concept retention. This is going to give you a hands-on experience with the block coding over PictoBlox. Now, what are the tools and features we are going to use today? Let me tell you that. So we will, as I have already mentioned, we will be using PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. We are going to make a quiz there, custom questions we will be creating there and answers. So after you will actually give the answers for your question, you will actually score point. How we will be performing that, I will explain you. But before that, let me show you that if you have not downloaded your PictoBlox in your system and you are going to use PictoBlox for the very first time, so I'm going to share with you that how to download PictoBlox. So first of all, we will go to the web browser, whichever web browser you are using. I'm using Google Chrome, so I'll come here and I will type PictoBlox. Also, I can share the link of that I will be sharing a link that how we will be downloading the PictoBlox. Now to download the PictoBlox, once we will open this website, we will be able to see here option for downloading a PictoBlox. Now, if you scroll it down, you will see that you have a different option to download it. It depends which system you are actually using. So if you're using a Windows, then you'll see that there are Windows installer version, and you can install the version of PictoBlox according to your system. Like if you have Windows 7, Windows 10, 11,
Karishma, are you there? All right, guys, due to some internet issues, Miss Karishma wasn't able to continue. So welcome back. I will be taking forward the session. So allow me a moment to share my screen. As she mentioned, we are going to talk and we're going to have a good hands-on onto the PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. And if you haven't downloaded PictoBlox yet in your device, make sure to download it using the link that is there in the chat box. And I've also pinned it for all of you. All right, just allow me a moment to share my screen. Hi, Miss Nikita. Hi, Vian. So I hope everybody has downloaded PictoBlox in their device. And PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio is only available on laptop or your desktop version. So you need to download PictoBlox in your laptop or desktop version to access the PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. Let me quickly share the PictoBlox screen. And let's begin by opening the PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. So before jumping into the activity, I will be quickly giving you a tour of the 3D XR Studio so that you feel confident while creating your own activity at your ease. So for that, I will click on Create New Project. Here I have to enter the project name. So project name has to be unique, right? Because unique names will attract more viewers. So I will give this Science Quest. If you want to enter project description, you can, which is completely optional, up to you. And there are different project types to choose from. There is default project in which you have a blank canvas. You can feel free to add in your part to it. And then you have face tracker, breakable objects in physics, maze, hand tracker, car simulation, as well as Minecraft environment. Yes, you heard me right. Minecraft environment is also available in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. And I'm going to tell you, I love it the most. So for this one, we are going to choose the default project. Just to give you a quick interface tool. All right, so here's the interface for all of us. Now let's quickly check out what this interface has for us. Now at the beginning, I hope you are able to see me annotating as well. So right over here, and yes, PictoBlox is telling us that yes, Vizbot Max is live. So if you want to check out Vizbot Max, the latest edition by STEM Peter family in the world of robotics, make sure to check it out. Make sure to check out the Vizbot, which is our new addition into the robotics world. And yes, 35% off. All right. After a quick promotion, let's come back to the 3D and XR Studio, shall we? So right over here, this pencil icon denotes creating your own object. So let's say if I want to create any object which might not be there in the library or in the 3D objects library, I can do that in my own PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. So if I click on it, I can see the entire canvas is changed its orientation. Now I can have the top view in front of me. I'll quickly start drawing. So I will choose the pencil icon. I can start drawing as I want. And once done, this is your drawing right over here. Now this looks a little blank. It's just a normal sketch, a line that I've drawn. What if I want it to come to real life? For that, I will be clicking on another button, which is right next to it, which is to extrude my drawing. This over here is the extrude option. I'll annotate once again. This over here is the extrude button. It will be able to help me to lift my drawing that I have drawn using the pencil icon or using the drawing icon. Let me quickly do that as well. Let's click on extrude. And there you go. It's extruded. Now, if I want, I can change its properties. I can change its depth. I can change its thickness, its segments. I can make it curved rather than having pointy edges. I can add steps to it to make it more smoother. So all of it combined together will help me to create my own object, my own 3D object in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. Once done with that, you can click on Save Changes and the projects and the changes will be saved. Then we have this option to add or create a path for the custom animation that you can add. So let's say if you are creating a solar system project in which you will be having different planets or moons rotating or revolving around. You want to add different animations that you want specifically for different planets. For that, you can use this path option to create a path for your objects to animate on. Very simple, very easy, good to go. Then after that, you have the Boolean operations. Now, Boolean operations are something that if you haven't heard about, they are used to do something with the objects. What exactly you can do? You can either choose the union option, by which you can make sure two objects are joined together. Or you can use the subtract option, which will help you to subtract one object from the second one. And there is another option, the third one, which is intersect, which allows to intersect two objects together. So these are three options that are available in the Boolean operations of PictoBlox 3D XR Studio. Once done with that, you can again click on Save Changes. Then there is joint operator. We all know to create a very good seamless 3D project, you need to add these or need to add such exclusive properties into your project to bring it into real life, to make it look like it's happening in real life. For that, joint also play a very crucial role. You can join two objects in three types of joints. Either fixed, that will make the joints fixed, so the two objects are joined together. And hinge. Hinge is basically, if you have seen doors, doors have hinge by which they are able to close and open. They are supported with a hinge. And then you have point to point, which is one point of one object and one point of another object joined together. And then there is a type, it's tangent, concentric, joint alignment, normal or flipped. And you can also select the motion axis, on which axis you want it to rotate. So this is joint. And then with that, you have the align option. How do you want to align two objects? Do you want them parallel, perpendicular, or concentric to each other? So you can choose various options for these following objects to either choose Boolean operators, to either join them together with three types of joint. You have to only choose one of them, or align them as well. So that is something that you can do. These are some of the operations that you can put on to your 3D objects that you add over here. Then, but Vivek sir, you have told us about 3D objects, but where can we select our 3D objects from? So for this, you have your 3D geometry library. From here, you can add your 3D objects, either a box or sphere, cylinder, cone, and many more. But what about characters? So we have this over here. We have a 3D object library. So take a note. This one was 3D geometry library, and this one is 3D object library. From this library, you can add various characters into your 3D environment, whether it is a gunman, whether it is Among Us character, or it is yourself scanned in a 3D environment. You can do that as well. After this, you can add environment also. So there are multiple environments to add real life effect to your games that you will be creating. You can add morning day sky. You can have normal day sky, night sky. You can have rain as well in the night sky, or snow also if you want to, just to add a little more real life touch into your 3D environment. With that, you can add 3D text as well. Yes, it is possible. Adding 3D text will take your 3D world onto next level. If imagine your friends playing with your 3D projects and they're able to see their name in 3D placed on a wall, they will be so happy to hear that and see that, right? Then you can also choose lightings, because lighting plays an important role. Let's say if you're playing your favorite game, Among Us, or PUBG, or any other Call of Duty, but there is no lighting, in the game. How will you able to, go around, move around? So for that, you need to have lights library, from which you can choose different types of light according to your 3D environment that you will build. After that, one of my favorite, you can add perspective cameras into your 3D environment. Yes, you can do that as well. And you can play your own YouTube video. So if you're watching me live, you can add myself or this YouTube session directly onto your 3D environment. It is possible. Then, if you want to add music, well, a game without music won't make sense. Therefore, adding music and adding some depth to your music and depth to your game, music libraries, multimedia libraries plays an important role. And from here, you can add video as well, webcam or video from your screen. Then you have material library. If you have added an object, you want to change its material type, there are n number of materials you can choose from. And there is local material as well, and there is assets that you can also upload. And then there is at end your AR library, which is used for face tracker, marker tracker, hand tracker, or your cube tracker. And then you can also have filters. Yes. So this is a quick interface tool. So right over here, let's move to the next part. Right over here, you have your scenes. So what if I want to add different scenes into my environment and create a game with levels? You can do that as well. Let's say if you are playing Among Us, if you want the player to choose different maps, you can create different maps as well based on the level of increasing the hardness or increasing the level of fight. You can do that as well, adding more scenes to it, making your game much more bigger than ever. Then layers is something that will help you to understand what is present on that particular selected scene, whether it is AR camera, Toby, extruded object that we just created, morning sky, day sky, night sky, rain, snow, whatever that you add in your scene will be there available to be seen in the layers section. And then if you're joining two objects together, and you have some joints, you can check out in the joint section over here. So this is a quick interface or interface tour of 3D and XR Studio. Do not worry if you feel like you are missing out on something. Make sure to drop us some comments live in the live session, or you can also put the comments in the feedback and attendance form, and we will be more than happy to get back. And of course, we will be exploring more about 3D and XR Studio in this activity that we are going to build. So for this activity, you have to go in examples. Let's not save it. If you want, you can save it as well. Now, you have a good example library right over here in front of your screen. This library can help you to understand what wonders you can create in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. So you can, we have added Mexican City, Carrom board game, table pool, human anatomy, Minecraft environment, a thinking hat, Rube Goldberg machines, hand tracker puppets. So n number of activities that you can create. We have just added a few examples of those activities. So for this particular session, we are going to choose, yes, the human anatomy one. Let's take a quick look at the live chat. Let's see if there is a hype or not. So by Minecraft environment, you mean the world by blocking Minecraft texture? Yes, exactly. That is what I meant. So there are 3 to 4 environments, including snow in Minecraft. Yep, you can add snow as well. There are different environments in Minecraft. I used to play Minecraft with my cousins and with my friends. It was really fun. Where's the hype, guys? Is everybody excited to create this activity? Come on, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. All right, let's take a quick look at this human anatomy project right there in front of my screen. So what we are going to do is we are going to build an an quiz that will help us to learn more about human and how human body works. So we can add different questions based on different level. If you want, you can add levels as well. But for this, we will be using this human anatomy as our background project. So if I click on go to code, I have two options, either block-based coding or Python-based coding. Let me turn off my video and show it to you. You have to click on go to code, and there are two options for you. One is block-based coding and the other one is Python-based coding. Let's click on the block one and let's quickly jump into the block-based coding. All right, now I'm getting some hype in the chat box. That's great. Yes, Minecraft indeed is very fun. All right. So right over here in front of your screens, you can see I have the code as well as I have the entire scene loaded here on the right-hand side, where typically the stage used to be. Now this is our 3D stage, let's say that. Now if I click on the full screen mode, so there are multiple buttons, as you can see, which showcases different types of systems. So let's click on digestive system. If I click on that, you can see the human body that was there is now displaying the digestive system, and it's also displaying 3D text revolving around or rotating around, sorry. Then if I click on urinary system, it will show me the urinary system of human body, nervous system, skeletal system, respiratory system, or circulatory system. So I can see all of these systems together right over here in front of my screen. But sir, how are you going to create a quiz based on this? Well, here's the twist. I'll quickly stop my human being, let it put to rest. Now, there is some code which is already pre-done for this particular activity, for this particular example that we'll be using in our activity. Let's say that. So over here, as you can see, we have added different buttons, which is urinary system or nervous system, skeletal system. So what we have done is we have created these buttons as functions, or let's say messages, or in a layman's language, we can call them as switch. So when a particular button is clicked, we want particular block of instructions or code to be executed step by step. So let's say if I click on digestive system, this will be executed. But here's my first question of the day. Here, it's saying muscle system to appear invisible 0, but digestive system is 1. Now, what's the reason for that? Why the rest of the system are 0 and digestive system is 1? What does 0 and 1 indicate here? Now I want answers in the live chat box. Let's see who's able to answer it. Vivan, if it is not downloading, I request you can also go ahead with the online version of PictoBlox, which is PictoBlox.ai. And make sure that you check your device type as well as the bits so that you are downloading the right one. Show and hide, but which one is show and which one is hide? 0 means no action, 1 means perform action. Okay, fine. And digestive system is 1, which is visible. Binary, exactly, Bhavika. So these are binary numbers. There are only two binary numbers, 0 and 1. 0 over here means false. That means it will not be visible. Whereas 1 means true. That means it will be visible. So this is the difference between 0 and 1 over here. All right. I'll quickly stop this. Now, let's start creating our quiz. But before that, I want to go in design and show you something. 1 to show, 0 to hide. Exactly. Right. It is true. Visibility for digestive system and others to be made invisible by assigning 0. Exactly, Ms. Prerna. All right. So over here, we have the AR camera. As you can see, let me click on AR camera preview pane. So you're able to see that the AR camera right now is facing this human body, this entire system that we have created. So this is its base state, the state at which the AR camera is right now. Let's say if I add in one more state by clicking on the plus icon, take the AR camera back and forth, or maybe a little bit over here. Yeah. So this is the new state. This is base state. This is new state. Can you see a difference between the same? Now, the reason for me to explain this is We want the AR camera to be fixed when we are attempting our quiz. But once we are done with the quiz, then we can move around and play with the activity which is already in behind as a background for us. So that's the reason I'm setting up the base state as the AR camera fixed state during or while I'm attempting the quiz. So now let's go back to the block-based coding and let's start on by creating our own quiz. Now there is something that I want to ask all of you. What are your favorite games? Let's say my favorite game when I used to play games, video games, was Among Us, Minecraft, PUBG, a little bit of Mario, as well as Angry Birds. But in all of the games that you see, there is some elements that are added. There is some content that is added. Let's say if you're playing Among Us, or let's say if you're playing Minecraft, what if you're not able to see how you are able to craft your own sword in Minecraft? Or let's say if you're not able to call a meeting in Among Us, how will you be able to cope up with the game? Will you find that game attractive or interactive? My answer is no. I will not find it attractive. Exactly. Roblox is also one of the games that I've played. I just started Roblox. GTA 5. Oh, I used to play that with my cousins and my siblings as well. So answer this. Will you find any game with no content, no user interactivity? Will you find that game attractive? Yes or no? That is bad. Yes, that is very bad. No, you will not find it attractive. Indeed. So to add more depth to your game or to add more interaction to your game with the user, we use content creation. And the same we have added in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio as an extension. So if you scroll down, choose the extension, which is the content creation one, you will get the option to uplift your project and take it to the next level. Now let's start with the coding part. Now, whenever I click on the green flag, I want the AR camera to be fixed. That is the first thing, right? When you're playing Among Us, you are, it's not directly switching your cameras. When you're playing Roblox, it's not switching your view. It's not doing that. Same way we want it here. We want the view to be fixed until and unless the user decides to change it. So for that, I'll go in events, grab when green flag is clicked, and I want to go to transform and grab this block, which is set AR camera to the base state. There you go. Once the green flag is clicked, you can see the AR camera is on the base state. Let's say, Vivek, if I move back and then click on the green flag, it's back on the base state. There you go. All right. Now let's start creating the quiz. We have the content creation extension already loaded. You can make buttons, you can make paragraphs, you can make your quiz, you can make your navigation buttons, which will help out to navigate into various paths. Remember when you're playing GTA 5, there are navigation buttons. If you click on maps, it will take you to maps. If you click on like adding home, or if you click on adding more like book points, you can go and navigate through different menus with help of navigation buttons. Same way, you can create everything here for more user interactivity to take up your game or your 3D environment to another level. Trust me, it really adds or like it really adds that shiny touch that is required. All right, now let's make the quiz. But before that, I want to ask you something. Again, I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but I do want user interactivity, right? If you are attempting any quiz, do you want the user to directly start with the quiz, or do you want the user to read some general instructions? Let's ask that. Let's put that question forward. I want the answers in the chat box. Come on, everybody. I'm looking forward to your answers. GTA 6 has not released. Oh, we are still waiting for it. I know. Read general instructions. Exactly. We want them to read instructions first and then start attempting the quiz. Same way, over here, we are going to add instructions. So what I'm going to do, I will create a paragraph. Let's click on make a paragraph. Here I have the paragraph pop up. It's very easy. Trust me, guys. Now let's name this paragraph as general instructions. Sorry. And let's add header. I guess header should be the same as well. You can give different headers if you want to. I don't mind. Now let's add the paragraph body. What instructions do you want to give? So like we have to give the scoring system that this much you will score. And we have to also give like you don't cheat. What other general instructions do you think you will be giving to your users? I'm looking forward to the answers. Need rules for the kids. Exactly, exactly. Because if not, they will say you broke rules and they will cheat. Exactly. Right. That's true. They will do that. Okay. I do have the general instructions with me. Let's directly paste it over here. So the general instructions that I have added is there are total 5 questions. Each question has 4 options and there is only one correct option. Based on the scores, one correct answer will give you 1 point and one wrong answer, 0 points for that question. So there are total 5 marks that you can get. There is no negative marking. So be quick, but very careful. And the winner is the one who gets the highest score. So these are like few general basic instructions that I've added over here. Now, if you want, you can add an image as well. Yes, you can do that. You can add your own image or you can add any other image that you want to make your game a little more exciting. It is true. You can do that. Let's do that very quickly. Let's click on add image. Let me go to my desktop and pick this image. Now, let's add a button. The button text should be agree to terms, and conditions because we want them to agree to terms and conditions, right? Then after this, we can choose the theme. Do you want it dark theme? Do you want it vibrant? Do you want it minimal or any other theme that is over here? Pastel or any theme that you would like to choose, you can choose that. Then how do you want the text to be aligned? Do you want it center, justified, left or right? What font do you want? Let's choose Georgia. Text size, let's choose medium. Then I want the button alignment to be in the middle. And I want position of this entire paragraph in the middle of the stage as well. Let's click on preview. Wow. Now this looks amazing. I can see the header, which says general instructions. I can see the image. I can see the general instructions and I can see agree to terms and conditions. That looks great. That looks really good. Let's click on OK and add it on our screen. There you go. Doesn't that look so good? Right? Okay. Now let's move to the please go slow. We are following you. Yes, Miss Nikita, I will. No worries. So as you can see, I have added some paragraph with general instructions and a button to agree to terms and conditions. All right. Now, let's start with the quiz. Let's say if I click on this agree to term and condition, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening to my game. Why? Because I haven't coded that. I haven't given the instructions. What do I want to do once I click on this agree to terms and conditions button? So when general instructions button 1 is the name of this button is clicked, I want to hide it. Whoosh. Hidden. But Vivek, what if I click on the green flag? It's not coming back. So to just do that, you have to add this show journal instructions on stage when the green flag is clicked. There you go. Magic. Well, not we won't call it magic, but it's basically just giving instructions to the computer via coding blocks. Now, if you click on agree to terms and conditions, it will whoosh away. But Vivek, where is the quiz? You have added instructions, you have added a whole paragraph, but where is the quiz? We are creating one. Hold on. Let's click on make a quiz button. And here we will name the quiz as Science Quest. Now we can show the number, we can give scores as well. Here comes question number 1. Now questions are something that you can add, you can change the questions if you want to, it's completely up to you. The first question that I am choosing is, what is the control center of human body? Now, if you want, you can add image to this question as well. If not, then you can add directly the options. So for the options, I am adding heart, brain, legs, or lungs. And the correct option or the correct answer is brain, because that is the control center of entire thing. Without brain, we can't do anything, right? So then once you score correct, or once you select the correct option, you will get 1 point. On incorrect option, you will get 0 points. That's all. Then let's add on one more question. First question, done. Let's add the second question. Which organ pumps blood throughout the body? I think this is a good question. Let's add that then. Let's add the options. Options are liver, heart, brain, kidney. Now, what's the correct option, guys? I want to ask you. Whoa, it looks good. Yes, it does, doesn't it? What's the correct option over here? Is it kidney? Kidney is the one which pumps the blood to our body? Or do I think it's liver? I want answers in the chat box. Come on, everybody. Let's go. Waiting for your responses. Heart. Exactly. Yes. So the correct option is this one. Then again, let's click on add another question. For the time being, I'm just adding 3 questions. If you want, you can add more than that as well. It's completely up to you. All right. The next question that I'm adding is, what gives our body its shape and supports it? Well, that is very true. I guess that is liver. I'm just kidding. Let's add some more options. Now, the correct option is again this one, option number 3, bones. Because bones are something that gives our body shape and supports it, right? All right, then let's choose the theme. Let's go with the one again. Let's choose the text alignment. I think at this side only it will work. I mean, towards the left. Let's choose the font size again as Georgia, text size as large, and I want it in middle. Let's preview. Science Quest, start. Oh, that looks great. That looks great. Click on next, next, next. Now here are the results. Amazing. Good to go. Let's click on OK then. Done. I have added my quiz. But how shall I start it? So when the green flag is clicked, I don't want to show the quiz. I want to hide it. There you go. I only want the general instructions to be there on the screen, right? But when I click on this agree to terms and conditions, I want to start the quiz. So how can I do that? Well, it's very easy. When the general instructions button is clicked, hide the general instructions and show the science quest. Very simple, very easy. Let's click on the green flag, see it in action, agree to terms and conditions, and there you go. You have your science quest over here. Then you can start with your activity, select the options, and there you go. I got all the 3 answers correct. I wasn't even looking at the options. Okay, so this is how you create your own activity. But let's say if you want to add some more elements to it, how you may do that. If you want, you can add more accuracy part. If you want, when the science quest is ended, then you can add another option to start it again or attempt it again. If you want, you can do that as well. So let's make a paragraph, one more. Name this paragraph of as level 2. Add the paragraph body, or let's add this first. Well done. Do you want to start with level 2? And then let's click on adding a button. Let's say if the user says yes, and then no. Choose the theme as the large button layout. Yeah, that's good. And then in the middle, let's preview it. Yeah, well done. Do you want to start with level 2? Yes or no? Good to go. Well, I've added it. When the green flag is clicked, of course, I want to hide this, right? I don't want to show it. I only want the general instructions to come up. But when do I want to show it? When the quiz level 1 has ended. So when the science quest ended, I want to show level 2 on the stage. Let's see it in action, shall we? Click on agree to terms and conditions. No or yes. You have to select the options, and based on the options, you can add more questions to it, right? So this is how you start up with your own activity. You start up with your adding more elements to your quiz, adding more elements to your 3D game that you create. All right. So this is how you create your own science quest in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. And make sure to save it. Click on the save icon. You can also rename it as Science Quest. Then click on save, and the project is saved. Voila, that's good to go. Now, if you go back to the projects library, you will see Science Quest there in your projects library in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. So I think everybody has enjoyed this session. Now, moving on to something which is very important, something that you should know before we wrap up today's session. And that is how to get your own participation certificate. To get your participation certificate, you have to fill the attendance and feedback form, which I'm sharing right now in the chat box for all of you. So here is the attendance and feedback form in the chat box. Kindly make sure that you fill it, and upon filling it and submitting it, you will be able to secure your participation certificate. Now there's one more catch to it. You have to fill and attend, you have to attend both the sessions, and you have to fill and submit both the sessions attendance and feedback form. Then only you will be able to get your participation certificate. And guess what? There's one more catch. Do you want to be the top performer? Well, here's how you can be. If you want to be the top performer of this Maker's Mind first series or first 2 session of these series, which is going to go along, you can be by sharing your projects and tagging STEMpedia. So you can share your projects that you create a nice video of it, or just take a screenshot of it and show this creation of yours, tagging us on your social media platform. and sharing that post link either on Discord or Telegram channel. Then we will be more than happy to take you as our top performer. And all the top performers will be added to the digital fame wall. So make sure to join the Discord or Telegram channels. The links are also there in the feedback form. So once you submit the feedback form, you will get the links to join those two communities. Make sure that once you share your project, tag Stempedia, tag me, tag Miss Karishma, and then share that post over the communities, either Discord or Telegram. And my entire team will be more than happy to repost your creations and select one of you as our top 10 performers. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this session. We will see you in the other one with another exciting game that we are going to create, which is Arcade Ping Pong Challenge or Pong Game Challenge. That is something that we are creating. And keep up the hype. Make sure you create more such activities in PictoBlox 3D and XR Studio. Make sure to share your creations, tagging us, and we will see you tomorrow at the same team, same place, same time. So thank you so much. Bye bye.